Good morning. My name is William Mueller, and I'm going to present to you today a book by Deborah Fine called The Power of Meeting New People. Deborah Fine was an awkward engineer who had a real struggle when communicating with a new acquaintance or someone that is a stranger. Her method was to go and observe those who are considered excellent at conversation and took a really scientific approach to conversation. Deborah is probably someone that we all can relate to on some level, because everybody has instances where they would like to go meet someone but maybe they don't know what to say, or they're at a social gathering and they feel they should be conversing but they're not. So hopefully you'll be able to take away from this some of Deborah's tools to meeting new people, something that we all can benefit from. So what I'm going to go over in this talk is going to be an introduction, reflection questions, the goals of a good conversationalist, keeping a conversation alive, conversing in groups, and something Deborah terms conversation criminals. I'd ask you all now to just silently answer yes or no to these three questions. I'm going to also ask, if it's a yes answer, to go ahead and think about one instance why you answered yes. So the first question is, I have joined or participated in one club or other activity to meet new people for business or personal reasons. Second question. When someone asks me what's new, instead of saying not much, I respond with something pleasant from my life. Third question. At meetings, parties, and virtually everywhere I go, I introduce myself to people and I walk away with at least 3 new names. Now, if you didn't answer yes to every one of those questions, you're certainly not alone. Deborah still doesn't answer yes to each of those questions. So the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the goals of a good conversationalist. A good conversationalist can engage anyone in meaningful dialogue. This is because, although we may see a good conversationalist as someone who feels comfortable meeting strangers, the real trick is to make others feel comfortable when you're conversing. This will allow you to rejuvenate a dying conversation, transition to new topics, feel more comfortable within a networking setting, and step out of conversations with grace. Some of the hurdles to keeping a conversation alive are silence. If you've made it to silence, then you need to go ahead and get out of that, which sometimes can be difficult due to not knowing what to say. A good way to get out of silence, if you've gotten there, is to use icebreakers, such as, what is a recent vacation that you went on, and what did you enjoy about that vacation? To avoid silence altogether, take responsibility for the conversation. Step up and be the one that initiates the dialogue. The others within the group will likely appreciate this, that you have stepped up and taken the responsibility. Have you ever had that time where you are in a group and you're conversing and you say something and then you're done, but nobody immediately jumps in after you? That is because there isn't somebody waiting there with a hook to just snag you up the conversation all the time. You need to provide material that can continue the conversation instead of assuming that somebody's waiting just to grab that ball from you. When conversing in groups, when you join the group, Deborah suggests that it's already a formed group, so you want to stand back, but show attention to the presenter. Let them know that you're interested. And once the group sees that you're interested, they'll likely welcome you in. But once you get into the group, don't just jump in with negative opinions or contrary opinions about it, because this will likely isolate you from the group. And don't feel that you need to immediately begin talking as soon as you join the group. So it's not wrong to join a group, but to be silent for a little bit. But eventually you are a participant, so go ahead and do your part. Deborah termed something conversation criminals. It's a little humorous way of discussing those who kill conversations and the methods that they use. So the braggart brags about everything and even embellishes stuff, such as, my son plays baseball really well and I think he's being recruited by Major League Scouts. Probably not the case. To diffuse this, just come back to a general topic. The interrogator is somebody who just rapid fires questions. Go ahead with the interrogator and take control of the conversation, because they're actually nervous. They're asking you, how's your day? Where do you live? Where do you work? How's your family? Do you have kids? You know, just all these questions rapid fire, not giving you time to respond. They're just nervous. Take the conversation from them. The one-upper and the know-it-all, both are difficult ones to deal with. Do your best, but if you have to gracefully exit, gracefully exit. The monopolizer takes the whole conversation and makes it about them. They actually believe that they're doing a service to the rest of the group by monopolizing this conversation. With the monopolizer, one method is to relate something that they are discussing to someone else within the group to move the conversation away from the monopolizer. And the advisor, while they have good intentions of offering advice, excuse me, they should instead be empathetically listening. So there's really not a way to diffuse this, but just if you are aware that you are part of or have ever been involved in any of these crimes of conversation, now we have named them, and try to be more aware in the future. Exiting a conversation with grace shows the other participant that you are interested. A good exit is one where you can bring the conversation back to where it began, the original reason for the conversation, and then stating why you have to exit, and then exiting. In conclusion, conversation and meeting new people is something that we all can benefit from, both from a networking perspective and from a personal perspective. I hope that some of these tools have made us more aware of both good practices and bad practices within conversation. And if you take one thing away, just remember that